If you're saying things that everybody else says, you're just not going to be seen at all. And that's the death of content right there, when you're not seen.
We are witnessing the death of authenticity. Nobody wants to be original anymore.
Authenticity is overrated. Authenticity is a trap.
Do you know how hard it is to be yourself on camera? Even the tone of your voice. Sometimes when you start filming, you start yelling at the camera. I started with like, hey, welcome to my YouTube. Like, it was so not me. I've been talking a lot on my backup TikTok about how hard it is to be yourself, how hard it is to speak up for yourself, all of that. And all of it relates to being yourself and being authentically you. This kind of ties into my experience with speaking out about what happened to me in my last video. But the more that I create content, the more that I talk to my phone basically, the more that I realize when I watch other people's content, how hard it is to be yourself and how many people are actually being themselves. And I think that if you actually can learn, because it's a learning thing, it's like a sport, you have to like do it over and over and over again until you really get it down. When you can actually learn how to be yourself on camera, it's the most rewarding thing. Not because you're gonna get followers and you're gonna go viral, but because you actually learn to like yourself. Like if you don't like your videos and you don't like your content, it's probably because you're not being yourself. Even when somebody props out a camera for like their Instagram story, you're like, you know, you start acting like you're on camera. I think doing this was the thing that I hated the most, especially on YouTube. Even looking at all of my vlogs, I'm so not myself. Like I am here and there, but it's really hard for me to do this. It's easy right now, I think, because I found it, but it took years for me because I was so worried about people's perception of me. When you are also like creating content for growth, you just start acting like the people you see online. You act like your favorite content creators. You act like people that are not you. When you are creating, you have no one to talk to. You're literally talking to the camera. Since there's no feedback, you're just kind of lost. There's so much silence that you end up overthinking everything that you say. I think turning off your brain and overthinking is really hard. All of this is super important because authenticity is so rare, so rare. Even when you're hanging out with people, most likely that's not who they are. Most people just say whatever people want to hear. Most people say whatever feels comfortable, and they don't really say whatever they're really thinking. I feel like I sometimes say things that maybe I shouldn't say, and that's not always a good thing. Anytime I try to not say the wrong thing online or not say the wrong thing on my videos, it ends up being so boring. It ends up being not me. I have big opinions. Sometimes my opinions are like on the other side of what everybody is thinking. In person, I really don't care. I kind of just say it. Obviously not for everything. Some things I'm just like, I don't really care. It was a big deal for me because I feel like I didn't realize why it was so hard for me to grow online. Now I get it. Like I wasn't even being myself. I was just being whatever I thought was good for YouTube. It was sad. And not only was it sad, like I was also in denial. Like I was working with other companies saying that like my own content basically was for fun, which it was, but I want to do content for a living. Like this is what I really want to do. This is where my passion is. It was hard for me to even right now saying it out loud, it feels so weird. When you start actually posting content as yourself, it's a little bit polarizing. Because if you're being authentic, then you're not going to be able to agree with everyone and everything. It's impossible online because you have so many different personalities. So you start getting haters. I think haters are so important. But at first, I didn't know how to handle like the hate comments. I never even had comments before. Like I felt like for the first month that I was posting on TikTok, I was just talking to myself. Because of that, it got easier for me to kind of post, and I would just say things that I would normally say out loud in my house, out loud to the camera. When you start actually popping up on people's For You pages, you get pushed out to so many people that people are not gonna like your opinions. Most of the time, people that don't like what you're saying will comment rather than people that do like what you're saying. If they like what you're saying, they're gonna agree with you, listen to the video and scroll. If they don't, they might say something. They're more inclined to say something. I used to think like, fuck, am I doing something wrong? Like, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't say things like this, or maybe I should say things differently. But then you realize the more visible you are, the more haters there are. I stand for a lot of things, and I also stand strongly in a lot of the things that I believe in. When that happens, the fact that I can even get people to care about what I'm saying is already a really good thing. So if you are creating content and you're doing what I did, like questioning like, oh my God, should I have not said that? Like, don't think like that. The fact that people even care enough to hate is a good thing because that means they're seeing you. If you're saying things that everybody else says, you're just not gonna be seen at all. And that's the death of content right there when you're not seen. I feel like I'm very polarizing and I didn't realize that until recent, but I think being polarizing is powerful. When you stand for something and you really believe in it, people could feel it in your voice and what you're saying. People will actually come out and like really have your back. And then the other half will like hate watch you. But see, both of those groups together are your viewers. They're your numbers. So if you are boring and you're posting what everyone else is posting and you kind of don't say anything, it's a really hard way to grow. Especially where we are in content right now. The most influential people are the people that talk to the camera. You could be as aesthetic as possible, but everyone can be aesthetic and everybody's aesthetic is not the same as yours. When you have haters, right, you realize like you're hitting actual nerves of people. It's revealing that it's like a sensitive topic for whoever that's hating on you, whether they're jealous of you or like insecure, maybe because they also want to do content. Because most people I know that say they don't want to do content, they're lying. It's 2025. If you post on Instagram for your friends and you're posting your food and all of this stuff, like you want to show people your life, and most likely you do want to do this, you just don't know how. And you're just too scared. Mostly, those kinds of people are usually the people hating on you because they just are so mad that you're doing something that they want to do, so they pretend they don't like it. Something burning? Haters, they're never quiet, okay? They hide behind their profiles with no photos or their shitty content where it's like, what are you even doing? And they hate comment. Haters are a really, really good thing. You need haters because they make the people that do support you quietly kind of rally around you even harder. Be yourself because it's rare. Haters, they're your growth. They are your secret to growth. I feel like everybody grows that same exact way. You have to have haters in order to grow because they hate watch your content. And they're most likely to finish your content way more than a person supporting you. A person supporting you might just click out before the video ends, but a hater will watch your video all the way through. Haters can sometimes feel bigger than they are because they're really annoying and they're loud and they like write essays in your comments. Like because they comment so much, because they spread so much hate, it could feel like you only have haters. But trust me, that's not what it is. If you have haters, that means you're doing something right. And also really think about the algorithm. If they're commenting, if they're sharing your content to hate on you, whatever it is, they are pushing your videos up in the algorithm. You need your haters. It's so necessary to have haters. Also, it takes a while to get haters because haters don't hate on people that are irrelevant. They hate on people that they feel are important. When you don't care about somebody, you just don't care. Like, why do you care to even hate on them? You don't. You don't even care to laugh at a person that isn't important. But if people are hating on you, that means you're important. That means you're getting to the point of people think that whatever you're saying is important. You're starting to become important because you've shown up enough. If you have any self-awareness, it's never going to turn off. It is forever going to be really hard to create content and be yourself. It is forever going to be hard to go in front of people and hang out with people and be yourself. That's why whenever sometimes you go out to like a party or you go out to hang out with friends and you come home and you're like, why did I say that? Like, why did I do that? That's self-awareness. When you practice speaking to the camera, when you practice being yourself more, it only makes the feeling of those questions get smaller, but it doesn't ever go away. I think we were taught at such a young age to act a certain way, be a certain way. Don't speak up because you're gonna start problems. Be no drama, be quiet, put your head down, especially being Asian, right? Like, keep your head down, be quiet, don't make too much noise, just be with the crowd, basically. When you start posting yourself, you feel very exposed. So when you start to feel exposed, those feelings of the things that you were taught start to come back. Just because you start talking to a camera, it doesn't make all of that go away. It's a constant battle. There is a difference between being authentic, like being yourself, and then trying to be authentic. We see it, right? In like the ads on TikTok, when we're scrolling, you can just tell when somebody's like, what's a good example? You know what she told me? They're really trying hard to be authentic, but it's just so forced. Like everybody could feel authenticity. You feel it when you're doing it, and people can feel it when you're doing it too, even through the camera, in person, whatever it is. True authenticity happens when you're not trying to perform anymore, but on camera. Forgetting you're on camera when you're on the camera is the hardest thing. This is why it still matters. Let me tell you why being authentic still matters today and why it matters the most. Because audiences are starving for this. The internet is so polished, so planned out. Even clip farming in streams, right? Like even reality shows are now starting to feel for me, and I'm a reality show fan, but they're starting to feel so fake. I know there's gonna be so many of you that say it's been fake, but like even live streaming, it's starting to feel like the IRL live streams, it's starting to feel very, very fake. And it's very rare that you see somebody that's so not afraid to say what they were actually really thinking. That's hard. I don't even meet people like that in real life. And when I do, they are like the funniest people ever. Even if sometimes they say things that I don't like, I'm like, but I can trust this person. I feel like I can trust them a little bit more, especially like if I'm gonna ask them a question about something, because why would they lie to me? They'll most likely tell me the truth. It's so rare. So be yourself, practice it. That's why they say practice talking to your camera like it's your friend. That's truly what you have to do. It's so hard, but you have to become your own friend. Yeah, I just honestly wanted to make this video because I really had thoughts on it. So I wanted to come on here and make the video before I kind of forgot about it and didn't talk about it. But since you're already here, make sure you like my video. Please subscribe. I'm gonna be streaming tonight at 9 p.m. I'm hoping that I can get the stream edited and posted by tomorrow. Bye. I should have wrote this stuff down. I'm like